Hey there, hope you're having a great week. So I'm back from my trip, but I don't know if you were here last week or not because I wasn't here, obviously. So if you did have a lesson last week with Kate, I hope that it went well. I hope that you were able to sort of start working on some of those ear training things. That's something that I think we're going to slowly start to incorporate into our lessons moving forward, just because I think it's so useful. It's really, really practical to be able to do a lot of that ear training stuff, to hear what you're playing and be able to pick it out. So especially since we've been playing more, I'm going to say out of the book songs. So like our Ed Sheeran songs and stuff like that, right? We're starting to play more popular music. So we're going to continue to work out of the book. We're not going to stop. But what I'm saying is a lot more of that stuff is a little bit more geared towards playing by ear. So it's really good practice. Speaking of which, if you haven't seen the other two videos that I posted from the last 2 weeks, both of them are on different kinds of fiddle musics, different kinds of folk songs. So I want you to go back and watch those videos, just because we're starting to talk about playing by ear, and fiddle music is a tradition of music that is completely done by ear. So I've posted sheet music for those songs, but I want us to be memorizing those songs so that we can play them like that, just by remembering how they go. So instead of reviewing those songs today, I want you to go back and watch the videos I made from the previous 2 weeks on those songs so you can give them a try. But in the meantime, I wanted to take this chance to talk a little bit about posture. So we talk about it all the time, but it's just good to sort of reiterate some of these things. I don't want to add more music this week because we've now got 6 songs on the go, I think, if my counting is correct. So I don't want to add another song because that's too much. So first things first, we're going to talk about our bow hand. The important thing to remember with our bow grip is we want the tips of our fingers to be on the edge, and you'll see like my fingers curl over because I feel that to be most comfortable. I don't have my whole hand over it, right? Just the tips of my fingers are sitting over now. And your thumb is on the inside of the the inside of the bow. You can either have it on the frog, I'll put it this way so you can see, you can either have it on the frog or beside the frog between the thumb grip. I personally prefer by the thumb grip. You might find you prefer on the frog. The important thing here is that your thumb is bent. Not straight like this, bent. You want to make sure your thumb is bent. And you can tell it's bent because your thumb will be touching the bow hairs on the back of it. When you bring the violin up, doesn't matter if you're holding a chin rest or a shoulder rest or not. The key word here is shoulder rest. If you have your shoulder rest on, this part of your violin should be on your shoulder. It should be up and over, not out in front. If your violin is sitting out in front like this and your shoulder's over here, that's not correct. It means your violin's in the wrong place. Your violin needs to be running across your shoulder, like this. So you want to make sure when you're playing that it's sitting really high up on your neck, right up into your sort of clavicle collarbone area here. So it's nestled in there, and your chin is just resting on the chin rest, not clamping. You want to be anchoring. You want it to just be resting on that chin rest. So it's a nice relaxed feeling. So you've got your chin on the chin rest. Your violin is on your shoulder. It's all the way across your shoulder, not your chest, your shoulder. This is a really important part. And your arm is away from your body. I don't want you practicing with your elbow down like this, okay? See how much that lowers my violin? And then to be able to put my chin down, I have tension in the back of my neck now. You want your violin up, right? You don't want to be up like this because that looks really uncomfortable. You want it to just be nice and level. So if you look down your fingerboard, you should see it should be almost straight. It's going to be a little bit descended. You'll see if you look at mine, there's a very, very gradual slope down to my scroll. So when I'm looking down from my eyes, it almost looks like a straight line, straight through to my scroll, okay? With your hand, when you bring your hand up, I want you to make sure that your palm is away from the neck. I don't want you playing like this, palm away from the neck. There should be a triangle between the body of your violin, your arm, and your hand with your elbow away from your body. Okay? So those are just some minor little posture things I wanted to talk about real quick. So remember, bow grip, make sure your thumb is bent, make sure your fingers are just sort of over the edge. Violin on your shoulder, chin resting just lightly on the chin rest, and your palm away from the neck of the violin. So then the next thing is where we place our hand. We'll talk about that in class. But I just want you to start to add those details and really try to keep that elbow away from your body. Okay? So have a great week. Just sort of look over those little posture things while you're playing the other songs we were practicing. And I will see you in our next lesson. Bye.